My agent told me categorically, in brass, at the center of the collation, there were riots, and one of these agents died at the spot. He had to run away and save his life. And that was the reason why he was unable to come over to Yenahua, because brass is waterlogged. It's not motorable. You don't expect my agent to travel from all the way from brass to come here at the midnight to sign a result, because whatever thing that happens, life is very important, so that tomorrow nemesis will not catch up on us. Sir, I want to say this also categorically. It's not a news anymore. It's a reality, and it's what happened. His own party deputy candidate went on campaign on brass. He said, push them inside the water, kill them, and let them die.
It's okay. One house. Can we have one house? Victor. Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor. Hello, Victor. Please.
a scuffle ensued between party agents of the Accord Party and the APC. So at the moment, police have stepped in and they are trying to restore law and order. The Accord Party agent actually has a grouse with the APC, accusing them of malpractices during the election. But the APC agent isn't taking it lightly, and a fight almost ensued. But right now, calm is about to be restored. It's still the Bayelsa Collation Center, where the results of Brass has just been released, the Brass local government area, with APC scoring the highest votes. Hopefully after now, once calm returns, the next, which is the last, being Southern Ijo, would also be called, and that would determine who eventually wins the election. But right now, the tension is dying down, and we are sure that with the presence, the heavy presence of policemen, this will be resolved and we'll move on with the election. But so far, so good. 7 local government areas. Results for 7 local government areas have been released, so we're left with 1.
We have just finished collating Brass local government. The information available is that Southern Ijo is still not ready. Yeah, so we will plead that we will return back to this hall in the next 1 hour. Yes, in the next 1 hour, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
The returning officer just announced that the result for Southern Ijo is not yet ready, and hopefully that will be ready anytime soon. In the next 1 hour, we should be able to return here for the final results. Suspended again, and any moment from now, well, they've just said 1 hour, that in about 1 hour they would return to the Collation Center for the final result, which is the Southern Ijo. Their voting is always en masse, and of course it can tilt the results for any of the candidates. So that is why Southern Ijo is always very important. So we'll just wait and see what happens within now and the next 1 hour. We're still reaching you live from the Bayelsa Collation Center right here in Yenegua.
Well, you've been watching live coverage of the collation of results in Bayelsa State. The last two local government areas that all parties to this election were waiting for. But of course, as we saw there was a rowdy session following the announcement of results for the Brass LGA. And they've now left. They're going to reconvene in about an hour to take a look at the other results for Southern Ijaw. A lot has been going on. The results were postponed from Sunday right to today, to about 12 noon, to conclude on the election and hopefully announce a winner. But now we have to wait for another hour or so before the last part of the collation will continue. Welcome to this abridged version of News Track on Channels Television. I'm Joke Rogers. A couple of minutes ago, we did see what happened in Bayelsa State and the postponement of the collation of the rest of the results for Southern Ijaw. So we're going to, wait on INEC to conclude that exercise in about an hour from now. But let's take a look at what else happened over the weekend. And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, declared Osman Ododo as the winner of the All Progressives Congress as winner of the Kogi State Governorship election. The state returning officer, Professor Johnson Urama, who declared Mr. Ododo winner after results from the 21 local government areas were collated and computed, said that the APC candidate won the election and is duly returned elected as governor of Kogi State after polling a total of 446,237 votes.
Ahmed Osman Ododo of APC received 446,237 votes. 446,237 votes. Yakubu Murtala of SDP received 259,052 votes. 259,052 votes. Melaye Daniel Dino of PDP received 46362 votes. 46362 votes. Suleiman Taye Fatima of ZLP received 227 votes. 227 votes. And Ahmed Osman Ododo of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
While the governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, has commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and security agencies for the successful conduct of the 2023 off-cycle governorship election in the state, speaking after the results declaring the candidate of the All Progressives Congress as the governor-elect was announced by the commission. Governor Bello extended a hand of fellowship to all citizens of Kogi State to move the state forward.
I am winding down as the executive governor of Kogi State to the glory of God. I appreciate the leader of my party and our own father, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who have sacrificed for democracy and continue to sacrifice for democracy for this great country. And he has renewed our hope. Let me appreciate the INEC for a wonderful job. They took their time and painstakingly followed through the due process. And this exercise was concluded today. I appreciate all the security agencies for the roles you have played. All the roles you played in one way or the other helped in the huge success you have achieved today.
That's it on Newstrack. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, we'll be updating you on the rest of the collation from Bayelsa State as soon as INEC reconvenes after an hour. But that's where we end Newstrack, this abridged version of the news at this time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Joke Rogers. Coming up next is Business Incorporated.
It's 1:30 p.m. in Lagos, 12:30 p.m. in London and in Accra, Ghana. And we're bringing you markets, analysis, and insights on Business Incorporated live from Channels Television, Lagos. And here's what's coming up on the program. African Union says the continent needs investment in intermediate production. South African bonds generate best returns in emerging markets. And Egypt Air to get 18 Boeing narrow-body aircraft to expand fleets. Welcome to the program. I'm Will Ibang. Let's kick off with the markets, shall we? First up, major equities in Africa. We begin with Nigeria. The NGX at intraday was trading 0.02% up. We're seeing that 70,000 level still going strong. We're hoping the close for today won't flip to the negative. Now let's look at Kenya. It's Friday's close, 0.71% in the green, hopefully not in the red. Let's look at South Africa and see how they perform. South Africa was up at intraday, 0.7%. Nigeria, as I mentioned, was 0.02% up. Let's look at Egypt. Let's see what it did at intraday. Egypt was up at intraday, 0.29%. And we see Nairobi's, as I mentioned, was up Friday's session, but we're going to go straight to the NGX now and see how that's trading was pushing the NGX to trade marginally in green territory with Onose Asotie and now investment analyst, Main Street Capital. Good afternoon, Onose. It's good to have you on the program.
Good afternoon, Will. Thanks for having me.
Nasser, NGX is at 0.02% as the last time I checked. Wondering what stocks are moving it? What are investor sentiments at the moment?
Investors are quite bullish, although they are cautious. Because even if you look at last week's performance, while week on week the market closed about 0.93% in green, we didn't see a lot of volatility, which means that while investors are maintaining a bullish sentiment, they are kind of cautious right now because they don't want to go all in. The kind of market we have, they don't want a situation where they get in and then they can't sell off. So what we see this morning is we have cautious trading, but then we see stocks like UBA and GCCO moving the market. And that's normal, because a lot of people are going into banking stocks right now. One of those reasons is we are in earnings season right now. And if you look at a lot of banking stocks results, we see that, we see outsized gains, 120% profit after tax, in Q3 or the 9 month. However, there are some banks, I know it's the case for GT, where a good chunk of their gains, at least for Q3, is not from, FX revaluation. I know that for GT in Q3, they increased their interest income from about 83 billion to about 120 billion, during the period. So now we are seeing those kind of stocks and even those kind of investors getting into those stocks and really looking for the ones with strong fundamentals, especially in the banking space. But then of course we also see some insurance stocks that are really picking up right now. But those ones aren't really moving the market. The big movers are banks like UBA, GT, and even Airtel a little bit. At least right now in today's session.
So we look at those are the big guys now. Well, let's look at those penny stocks that have been making moves since last week. Japan Gold, BQ.